Hey guys, Legendary Narwhal back again. Today, we're looking at a game called Planetside. Now, this is the original Planetside, Planetside 1, and the reason why I'm making this video, even though this game is pretty old, is because Planetside 2 is already in the works. It's coming out. The alpha footage is already being recorded by, I know, the Total Halibut channel, among probably some others. They are going to be, or have already been, at E3. Don't know when this video will be posted, but it will be at E3. And I kind of wanted to just put a couple videos out on the original game, because since I saw Planetside 2 coming out, I was like, hey, I'm going to resubscribe to Planetside 1 and play it for a little while. Nowhere near as popular as it used to be, but you can still get some good fights out of it every now and then. So basically what this game is it is a MMO FPS, and that means massive multiplayer online first-person shooter. So I think there's one or two other games that are kind of the same deal, but as far as I'm concerned, this is the only one that's really done it right. The scale of this game is absolutely huge. When you play Planetside, at least back in the day when you played Planetside, there would literally be thousands of people, more than 1,000 people on a single continent. Now if we look at our map here, we have a bunch of different continents here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so we got 10. Okay, we have 10 continents. This right here is our sanctuary, which only our empire can go to. There are 3 empires: TR, Terran Republic; NC, New Conglomerate; and VS, the Vanu Sovereignty. So each one has its own sanctuary, which no one else can go to. It's basically your safe zone. These are caves. I'm not really going to talk about caves that much in this video. They're not super important. I don't believe caves will be in Planetside 2 anyway, or at least at the moment they don't seem to be. So, all these continents here, you can fight over. All of them. Now, some of them, you can see, have little symbols here. We own everything on it. Okay? Now, what these things mean is these continents are directly linked to the home continents. So, if I click on the New Conglomerate Sanctuary, you see Amerish and Esamir light up. So, that means that Esamir and Amerish are our home continents. If I click on the TR Sanctuary, you'll see Hassan and you'll see Solsar. Okay? Now, the thing is, you see right now, we're more dominant on Solsar than them. If we take all of Solsar and take all of Hassan, then we achieve what's called a Sank Lock, and that means that we have access to their vehicles and weapons and things like that for about, I believe it's 24 hours worth of time, or 72 hours, something like that. So, that's the map. These are all the continents, and within a continent, let's just pick this one, you see there's a bunch of bases here. Each one of these bases is decently large. They have little courtyards, and they have a lot of indoor urbanish things. I would say that they're about roughly the size of a regular FPS map. And as you can see, let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, there's 10 bases here. So, you're basically playing on a continent with around 1,000 people back in the day, and those 1,000 people are alternating between 10 different bases, all of which are the size of an FPS map in a normal game. So that's the scale of this. That is the scale of this game. It is truly, truly huge. No other game, as far as I'm aware, first-person shooter-wise, has come close to achieving this. Okay, so there's a bunch of things here that involve capturing bases. I'm going to do that in a separate video. What this video is going to be is it's going to be about the New Conglomerate weapons. My empire is the New Conglomerate. That is what I am. So right now I'm in the VR, the virtual reality. This is like the training area. In this game, to use different weapons, you need to be what's called certified for them. And right now you can see I don't have any certification points because I've spent them all on all this stuff over here. things like sniping or special assault or a cloaking suit or medical and engineering equipment, things like that. You have to spend cert points to unlock these. Then once you have, you can use these equipment terminals to pull them out and equip yourself with them. In this area, all certifications are turned off, meaning I can get everything completely for free. So what we're going to show is we're going to show all the weapons here. I'm going to place on this armor, clear out my inventory, and we'll start at the beginning. So I'll take these two, and I'll take these two. Grab some ammo, grab some ammo. Okay. So this first one here is an amp. This is a pistol, 30 shot clip, pretty low damage, very fast fire rate. If I go up and hold it down, you get a kill pretty quick. However, very short range. If I try and get that guy, even if I crouch for more accuracy, you see now I only have 9 shots left in my clip. I had 18 before. So I had to waste a lot more ammo trying to get that. And God help me if I go for someone like that way over there. As you can see, my cone of fire just blooms way too huge. So this weapon's very close range. Next we have the suppressor. The suppressor has a 25 shot clip, is very low damage, but as you can see by the crosshair here, its recoil is very small. I'll zoom in a bit. Its recoil is almost non-existent. So it is an incredibly accurate weapon, and it's pretty quick to fire. Now we have another pistol. This pistol is a new conglomerate specific weapon. The first two that I showed, the amp and the suppressor, these are what's called common pool. All the empires can use these. This, however, is a new conglomerate specific weapon called the scat pistol. This is a pistol that fires like a shotgun. As you can see, that took quite a bit. I'm going to see if I can find someone that's a little bit closer to the wall. That's pretty close. Here we go. So the closer you are, the more damage it's going to do. It is truly a shotgun style gun. Very, very close range. Next we have the Gauss rifle. The Gauss rifle, or Gauss rifle, whatever you want to call it, this is another new conglomerate specific weapon. This is under what's called medium assault. The first three, the amp, the suppressor, and the scat pistol, are what we call standard assault weapons. You see here, they're under what's called standard assault. So we'll clear that. Let's look at the medium assault weapons. Alright, I got everything. So, medium assault. First we have what's called the spear. Now this is a new conglomerate specific again, however all the other empires have their own versions of these guns. This is a cave gun. You need to be in a cave or have a cave linked to your base in order to use this. I'll talk about links and things like that in another video, but you have a single shot mode, or I'll reload it here, find someone pretty close. If I right click, that changes the fire mode. This will unload the clip. Now, it also drains, as you see in the bottom left, that lightning bolt. I have health, I have stamina, and I have armor. Activating the unload clip mode will drain all of my stamina. However, the good thing about it is that person was in what's called a Rexo, a reinforced exosuit. That heavy armor right there. This armor right here is an agile exosuit which only has 100 armor. I'm in a Rexo right now. You see at the bottom left I have 200. So that is one of the heaviest armors you can wear in the game, and this gun is capable of basically one-shotting that. Okay. It only takes, let's see, 4 shots I think? Yeah, it only takes 4 shots to kill someone in standard with no armor at all. takes 5 shots to kill someone in an agile. And it also takes 5 to kill someone in a Rexo. So, next weapon we have here in medium assault, we'll do the other pistol first. This is called the Spiker. This is also a cavern weapon. Now, this is unusual because we can fire it rapidly, like this. Okay. Oh, just die. There we go. Or, let me find another guy. You'll do. I can hold the button down, and you see my ammo counter ticking down. I'm charging it. Now, when I finally let this go, it does all that damage. So you can see he took quite a bit of damage from that. So, if no one around you hears the sound or sees this massive glowing ball here, then you can sneak up on people and get pretty easy kills within 1 or maybe 2 shots. I'm going to hold it down and see if I can charge up the entire ammunition clip. I'm not actually aware if you can do that because I never really used this gun. Okay, so you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. However, if we fire it right before we run out, it should still work, and we'll see how much that does. And right about there. Okay, so not very spectacular. It's a pistol, so you can't really expect too much. Now we have the Gauss rifle, whatever. This is another medium assault weapon. This is the main long-range rifle. Okay, I'll zoom in a bit here so we can see all these targets over here. Now, if I just hold it down, my cone of fire blooms out by quite a bit. However, if I tap it to fire, I can kind of keep it relatively small as they move about. Okay, this weapon is pretty good for medium to long range. It does very decent damage. It is a pretty good gun. So it's one of the new conglomerate kind of mainstays here. Next we have the Punisher. This is a common pool gun. Everyone has access to this. Fires rapidly, or again like last time. Zoom in a bit. There we go. Can't let that go. Okay, so that's its first firing mode. Now, if I right-click, this switches the mode. Right now, I have rocket mode on, so I can fire rockets, single shot. You can use this against aircraft. You can use this against soldiers if you'd really like. The damage on them, as you could see, really isn't that high. Any vehicle in this game is really not good on infantry. It's really not. The rocket completely missed that. There we go. So you have that. Now if I hit X, X will change the type of ammunition. If I was using a regular gun like this Gauss, sorry, that's the wrong one, I have the regular 9mm ammo that it's using now, and there's also armor-piercing 9mm. So you could use X to switch between them. Right now, I can use X to switch between rockets and grenades. Now I can fire a grenade. You can see the damage on that wasn't all that great. But what about this guy? That was quite a bit. Let's see, what about this guy right here? Direct shot on the body does all that damage. Direct shot. Let's try on an agile. Direct shot does all that. So if you land 2 direct shots on an agile exosuit of armor, then you kill them. Let's see a Rexo. There's a Rexo. 1, 2, so it will take 3. However, you'll be able to get 2 if they're already a little bit damaged from other things. Okay. So now, last but not least, we have here the Sweeper Shotgun. This is another common pool gun. Everyone gets a shotgun. And again, 12-shot clip, pretty fast firing rate, close range. 4 shots to down the heaviest mobile armor in the game. However, as you can see, the damage rapidly decreases over range. That guy was already very heavily damaged and it took 3 shots. This guy's very close. I almost downed him in 2. Okay, so pretty much that's the best common pool urban style gun. Let's delete those. Let's move on to the sniping weapons. Okay, so right here, this is the bolt driver. We can zoom in very far, and as you can see, now if I twitch just a little bit, my cone of fire blooms out massively. However, if I'm holding still, then it's very, very accurate. Let's go downrange at this guy here. 1 shot, 2 shots. So the bolt driver is a 2-shot kill weapon, unless they're in right here. This is standard. I can 1-shot. Oh, no, I cannot 1-shot that, actually. Okay. So everything is going to take 2 shots. Now this right here, let me find one with full HP. This is a max suit. As you can see, this is really not budging the armor bar all that much. I'm going to go over maxes in a minute. We're not going to go over those quite yet. The other choice that you have here is called the HSR, the Heavy Scout Rifle. This is a 10-shot clip as opposed to a 1-shot clip. Now, I killed this in 2 shots before. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it does take 4 shots. However, 5 shots on the Rexo, but as you see, I fired it pretty quickly. Okay, pretty quickly. The other thing to keep in mind is that in this game, you get like achievements, like these merits. Okay? And you get things like terms of service for playing the game for a certain amount of years. I just recently, when I resubbed not too long ago, I achieved my 6-year and 5-year terms of services because I have been inactive for a while. So I have played this game for a little over 6 years, 6.5 years, so pretty much know what I'm doing. I believe it's this 2-year term of service. You get the HSR rifle for free. You do not have to certify into sniping like you do with this. You do not get the bolt driver unless, as you see in its category, you are certified as a sniper. HSR, however, you will get for free regardless of whether you're certified or not. So it's a pretty good long-range weapon for those that don't want to spend an entire 3 certification points for this single weapon. Alright, now we come to the big boy here, the jackhammer. This is the specific heavy assault weapon for the New Conglomerate. If you couldn't already guess, the New Conglomerate's very fond of their shotgun-style weapons. New Conglomerate is all about power, slow and powerful. Terran Republic is about speed. They have a lot of very rapidly firing guns. Their main heavy assault weapon is a mini chain gun. The Vonu Sovereignty uses lasers and a lot of alien kind of technology like that. So a lot of their guns have the advantage of having pretty low recoil. Instead of having to actually manually switch out to armor-piercing bullets, they can just right-click to switch to an armor-piercing mode. So it's pretty handy. This gun, though, can do this. I can switch to fire all barrels and fire all 3 shots, which is pretty good. If I ran up really close to someone, I think I killed most of the people really near the wall, so there's none left. But if I ran up really close to someone, I could fire that off quite rapidly. Otherwise, it's just a normal shotgun. Has a 16-shot clip, so it is larger than the sweeper, and it has the option of firing all the barrels at once for a big amount of burst. This is another cavern weapon. This is called the Maelstrom. Okay? Now what this does is you hold the button down, it fires lightning, like this, and you have to hold it on the target. It does quite a bit of damage. Now, let's see. Its alternate firing mode are these called chain lash grenades. They don't hit super hard. If you remember, it took me 2 direct fragmentation grenades, and this is taking about 4 to do the same work. Another thing that you're going to notice is that, watch my ammo, I have 150, I have 140, okay? So this is taking 10 per shot, which is quite a bit. Now, as you can see, chain lash grenades, they have quite a bit of range on them. After their impact point, you saw all that damage was very spread out. Very much spread out. I'm going to land one more shot on this guy. Sorry. There we go. So, this is a pretty cool weapon. Again, you can usually only get it in caves. You won't be using it very regularly. Anti-vehicular weapons. We've got the Decimator, the Deci, which has two modes. Either dumbfire, which we just kind of shoot it. Do one more. Now it is disposable. As you saw, it's gone now. So this is a disposable rocket launcher. Or you can do missile cam. You can see where it goes. Now, that's kind of useful for like scouting and things, but always keep in mind you're in place while that's going on. This gun has the same kind of deal, but I can guide it. Okay, so that Reaver right there, I can guide it around a corner. If I'm back here, I can guide it around a corner like that, which is pretty cool. However, it is single shot. I also have the option to dumbfire it, meaning I can move and begin reloading immediately afterward, as opposed to camera guided, where the reload waits all the way until the missile detonates. There we go. Again, Decimator, Common Pool, Phoenix, NC Specific. Okay. Special Assault. This is my personal favorite. I absolutely adore Special Assault. This is called the Radiator. Cave weapon. What it does is it fires a grenade that creates an area, and as you can see, his health is taking steady damage within said area. So if you put this on doors, then people are not going to want to kind of really push into that door, because if they stand and try and fight in the doorway, they will be dying as this goes on. Now, another really cool thing about it is, you see this max unit? Look at all that armor on that thing. Look at all that HP. HP is all that matters. You see, as HP is dropping, his armor is just remaining constant. So this weapon bypasses all forms of armor, which is incredibly nice. Now, possibly the single best thing about this, though, is, let me find aircraft. Here's aircraft. Say you have, it can go in the air. Say you have an aircraft that's camping your door. This isn't doing any damage to it, is it? It's doing absolutely zero damage. That's because this is actually penetrating through the vehicle and damaging the player's health bar directly. So essentially what you can do is, if there is a vehicle that's like camping right outside your door and just constantly firing shells inside, you can nail them with one of these and back off, and chances are when they see the damage tick start coming up, they're going to think that it's happening to their vehicle because they're in a vehicle. They're not going to realize in the bottom left that their health bar is steadily dropping, and then before they know it, they'll be dead. So, very, very cool weapon, has many uses. This is the Rocklet Rifle. I can single shot it, like so, or I can right click, turn on Fire All Remaining, and fire all of them at once. Now I can also switch this from rockets to fragmentation grenades, which now turn this into a mobile flat cannon for usage on aircraft. Couldn't even get past it because the flat kept going off. Anyway, I just want to demonstrate the single fire. So, This is a pretty decent weapon for running around in the field because you can kill the heavy max units with the rockets. You can usually scare off vehicles by hitting them with a couple rockets. And then you can also switch it into flak mode if you start getting followed by aircraft. And usually if you do a fire all remaining with 6 flak right into it, that usually scares them quite a bit. So they'll usually just completely give up. Now what I'm going to do here is, let me see. I'm going to clear everything and I'm going to get out the last one that we didn't do, the Thumper. Now, the Thumper is a grenade launcher. It can either do a 2-second fuse mode or a explode on contact mode. We can do fragmentation grenades, or I can do jammer grenades. What this does is this will bring down their radar, their friendly and enemy identification thing on their radar. It will disable weapons on vehicles, things like that, so it's very useful. And now we have plasma grenades. Plasma grenades will explode and cover everyone in this green damage over time plasma. Okay, so fragmentation is better for just kind of like one target kind of thing. However, the damage over time effect of this is nice. Having constant damage ticking on your screen, it can be psychological. It can freak people out. They will run back around a corner to heal because they will think they are about to die. Okay? And you can clear out a group of enemies relatively quick by using these. The biggest thing of it, though, you see the green cloud around them when it's on. If someone is in an infiltration suit, a cloaking piece of armor, they're invisible, but if you land one of these near them, they will light up green, and that's basically just a beacon for you to kill, which is awesome. Going down, that was Special Assault. Now we have Elite Assault. This was something that was a little more recently added to the game. This wasn't always in. Now right here we have the Scorpion. This gun's a little weird. Okay, you have to zoom in order to use it, and I'm going to use my right mouse to set the range. I can't hit them because they're too close to me. However, I can do that. Now if I raise up a little bit and to the side and left click, watch where it blows up. Blows up right there and then falls down on top of him. So let me back up so that I can do these guys. I also can't do it here. As you can see, I'm right-clicking right now. It won't let me do it. I must be zoomed in. And now if I go right above them, it fires downward. So it's a very unique weapon. It can be very useful if you're fighting snipers that are hiding behind hills. Okay? Like, let's see. Say, I don't know, I'm trying to find a hill that's relatively close, but there's not really any here. Let's just use this one right here. So, say there was someone hiding behind this hill. Okay, I could say set range, oops. And then after I set the range, I can fire way over the top. And part of those shots will fire downward on the opposite side. So, very, very useful. This is the dragon. And it is a flamethrower. Which lights people on fire. Obviously. Very high damage on this. And as you can see, again, this is affecting health. It's bypassing the armor and it's affecting health. So this weapon is good on everyone. Now the alternate fire mode is called Sunburst, which fires a massive flaming grenade. Let's see how far I can get it to fly. Not very far, so there's a time limit on its explosion. However, it spreads the fire pretty wide. Does cost 50 ammunition to fire a single sunburst, though. So you're probably better off just running around, spraying fire at people. Very cool weapon. Now, these elite assault things, you can get them by, let me see. Okay, it won't really tell you here, but elite assault is another kind of HSR deal. If you have a certain number of term of service years, then you get these without having this elite assault certification. So right now I can get these for free. Now we'll talk about the grenades, and that'll be just about it. Grenades, I can right click, either explode on contact or 3-second fuse. Hold it down. You can hold down as long as you want. Just prime it up. Toss it. You do need to hold it all the way back for a longer toss. If I just tap it, it drops like right in front of me. So that's the fragmentation. This is the jammer. So this is that same electromagnetic thing earlier. This will disable weapons on vehicles. And then this is the plasma grenade. Pretty cool. One last weapon here I didn't really go over. Everyone has a knife on the number 5 key. This is a knife. There's definitely no one close enough. Actually, this person might be close enough for me to knife. No, they're not. Okay, I didn't think there would be. Knife is incredibly close range, as you can imagine. This is really a last resort kind of thing. You can right-click to set it into a higher mode. This one is called magnetic attack. Other empires have different ways of calling it, but this will do more damage. However, as you can hear, it's very, very audible. Okay, so it's not as stealthy. Now what you can do if you're a infiltrator is there are implants. If you look down on my F keys there to the right of my health, you see F2, F3, and F4. Those are implants. I'll go over those in another video, probably along with certifications. But there is an implant called the melee booster, which will drain a little bit of your stamina to make your knife swing stronger. If you have melee booster and this second fire mode on and you do a single stab, it will do the damage of a bolt driver, meaning they'll have about that amount of HP left from full. So it can hurt very, very much if you kit yourself out around that goal. And that was it. You can't take knives from the thing because you always have a knife, so you can't do that. Armor. There's the standard exosuit, which has a single pistol slot, a rifle slot, and a small inventory. Agile, which has 2 pistol, 1 rifle, and a little bigger inventory. And then Rexo, which is the largest. 2 pistols, 2 rifles, and a pretty big one. Infill suit, you cannot use a rifle at all. You have 1 slot here and a very, very limited inventory space. However, if you hit B, you can cloak. I'm completely invisible. If I move, you can see me when I'm moving around. But if I stop, you can't. If I crouch walk, you can see me a little bit. It's very, very light. And up against certain backgrounds, you kind of can't really see me at all. Okay? So, it is truly a infiltrating thing. They won't see you. They won't see you. There is an implant that will enable you to see cloakers if you toggle it on, called Dark Light. A lot of people have it. I would say 90% of the people playing this game always have Dark Light. I don't, but a lot of people do. Now here, these are called max units. If you look at my armor, you'll see 650. Now, this one is the anti-air max unit. My cursor's green, now it's red. I have locked on, so my missiles will go straight to the Reaver. So 8 shots to kill the Reaver. And it's all locked on. Okay, it's all locked on. Let's do the Mossy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 shots. So with the lock on that it has, it is very, very powerful. Let's do the Scat Max now, the Scatter Cannon. Again, This is shotgun based, like most of the new conglomerate weaponry. 3 modes of fire. There's widespread, which I'm on right now, so this is a very rapidly firing close range thing. As you can see, this can clear a room very quick. I've got average, which is more of a medium-ish range. So like, oh, that guy there. I can still do okay on him at range. Last one is a tight spread. As you can see, that actually does really good damage. Not so much when they're that far away. That's a little far even for a tight spread mode. However, you can see shotgun-based weaponry, that's still a pretty large distance to cover. And I still 4-shot that guy. However, nothing beats being in really close, just running in through a door and just spamming this. This isn't doing a whole lot of damage to him because he had a lot of armor. He was in a max suit. That's why we have anti-vehicle max. This one is the Falcon. So now, if I go up to that troublesome max unit, tear away his armor with the Falcon. Tanks, tear away the armor with the Falcon. So as you can see, if I was in an engagement with that thing, if I had had a full clip, it probably would have been dead. It probably would have tried to run away. It wouldn't have wanted to fight that. So, that's mostly it. That's all the armors, all of that. All of these support things. I'm going to kind of go over these. Ace, you can't really deploy inside. But I'll pick up one of each. Alright. I'll run through this pretty quick. This is the Ace. It's a combat engineering device. You have 4 firing modes. You can deploy mines, deploy mines, deploy Spitfire turrets, deploy motion sensors, or deploy boomers. Now, a boomer uses up the Ace and gives you a detonator. You can then trigger it. Okay? This is called, what is this thing again? This big old heavy thing. FDU, Field Deployable Unit. This can do 3 things. It can deploy an Osprey, which is a turret. You can place a turret on the ground someone can actually sit in and fire. You can deploy an Aegis Shield Generator, which is a cloaking field on the ground. Or you can deploy a Trap, which is basically just a big metal X. It's just a blockade, kind of like a tank blockade. You can put it on a bridge so things can't get through. This little thing right here repairs armor. You can use the primary firing mode to repair other people's, or you can switch it to repair armor on yourself. This one right here, this is the glue gun, which is the nano dispenser. Don't even remember the real name because everyone calls it a glue gun. So, this repairs vehicles. Okay? Pretty simple. Let's get rid of these. Okay. Oh, in this med kit, you'll see here now I have a number 1 on F1. If I just hit F1, I can't do it right now because I'm not injured, but that would give me a short instant heal. Okay, it has like a 5-second cooldown or so you can quickly heal yourself. It's kind of like a pot. It's like you're blowing a potion. Now this thing right here, this is the T-Rec. This is a pretty advanced hacking thing. Right now it has 2 modes. There is, apologize for that, it's house phone if you heard that. It has disabling vehicles. It's like a long-range EMP. That disables the weapons on a vehicle. Okay. It only has 4 shots. Only has 4 shots. Not really useful when you can use a jammer grenade to achieve the same effect. Its main use, and that's its secondary firing mode, is to upload a virus to a base. You can do things like make the enemy radar not work. You can unlock all of the doors, things like that. This is the command uplink device, and this depends on what command rank you have. It goes from 0 all the way to 5. 0, you have no use for this. Command rank 1, still no use for this. 2, still no use for this. But once you get 3, you can use this to trigger a cooldown-based EMP burst around yourself to disable a lot of vehicles at once, to clear a whole lot of mines, things like that. Once you're 4, you can call down what's called an orbital strike, an OS, and that's just a massive laser from the sky, and it's a cylinder. Radius isn't too large, however, it one-shot kills anything within it. Anything. Unless you're, say, inside a building, like inside a tower, it won't affect you if you're indoors. However, if you are outdoors, then it will kill you. No matter what vehicle you're in, what armor you're in, it doesn't matter if you're in the heaviest tank, you die. Instantly, you die. CR5 is the same thing, but the radius is wider. Okay? And then, a couple more. This is the boring part. The weapons are fun. This is kind of the boring bit. This is the wreck. It is a electronics kit which basically lets you hack into doors. All doors that are not of your empire are locked. You cannot just walk in, so you have to walk up and hack it with one of these. This is the medical applicator. Same thing as the little armor repair thing I showed you. Primary is other people, and then switch to secondary. That heals yourself. Very last but not least, we have this laser pointer. And what that would do is that would create a waypoint. You don't see it in here, but if I was in a squad, then that would put down a waypoint for really anyone. So this is something that can help you kind of communicate with your squad a little bit. Its largest use is that a vehicle called a flail artillery unit, which is a cavern unit, kind of like this is a cavern thing here, it can lock onto those waypoints. It can lock onto them and drop a massive artillery energy shell directly onto it. So if I saw an infantry cluster, and I actually managed to do this without them seeing the beam, tracing it to me, and killing me, then I could run away, and a flail could shoot at that waypoint that I just created, and an energy shell would just crash down onto all of them instantly. They'd all be dead, pretty much. Alright. And clear out my inventory one last time. That's it. That is all of the support things here, all of the different armor suits along with the max units, and all of the weapons, common pool and new conglomerate specific alike. I know I didn't mention it, but all of these special assaults are common pool, all of these elite assaults are common pool, and all the grenades are also common pool. In fact, the only specifics here at all are the Phoenix, the jackhammer, the Gauss, and the scatter pistol. You usually have one specific thing per category, and then 3 to 4 common pool weapons, is basically how it goes. With the exception of heavy assault. Every empire has basically one heavy assault weapon that is keyed to them specifically. Alright, that was probably a decently long video. It was probably also a little bit more boring than I would have liked, but I wanted to show off the weapons in this game, briefly talk about them a little bit. I play this with my friend Cassith, and we've been playing this a lot the past few days. I've been thinking of recording it as we play, to kind of post footage of this game up there, kind of get people excited for Planetside 2 to come out. The only problem with that is that when we record, or when I record, when we play, we're on for usually like 3 hours at a time. So I don't know. I would have to break the session down quite a bit. I suppose I could do that kind of mid-thing, like I'll just... You can see at the bottom left there above my health, you see time. That's how long I've been on. As long as I keep an eye on that, I could kind of break the video every like 30 minutes or so, and then release them like that, I suppose. It's just a thought. I will probably wait to record this until I see how well this video was received. As far as entertainment value, this video had really nothing, but this was just to show off the weapons again, and I really just wanted to put this out there so it existed on my channel so that people would see, hey, Planetside, I remember that game, or Planetside, I've never heard of that game, because I want people to be interested in Planetside 2. I really do. Because Planetside 2 is going to be amazing, and I'm definitely going to play it, and I want a lot of people to play the game so that the fights are really, really big. I want really huge fights. That would be amazing. So, that's it for now. That was ramblings on new conglomerate weaponry, armor, and things like that. So next time I'll do just kind of a general overview of the game, what the bases are, how do you take them, things like that. So that'll be next. Certifications, how you obtain all these weapons that I showed off here today, that sort of deal. Alright guys, this has been Legendary Narwhal, and I'll see you guys next time.